Okay, so here's a brief introduction to this video. While I was recording the review, I had a couple of filming problems. Like for some reason, the video, some of the recordings were really slowed down. So it's like you'd hear me talking, and then suddenly. Like, I don't know why it did that, if I pushed a button, but it did it on a couple of the recordings. And I tried to make some new recordings for the review, but there were some things that I said that I really had a good take on what I wanted to say. And when I tried to recreate it, I just couldn't get what I was looking for. So fortunately, with the editing, I was able to make it so it's understandable. Now, I don't have the best editing program, so parts of the edit, I'm going to start sounding like a chipmunk or a little bit more cartoony. Bear with me. Anyway, I just wanted to say that this is a review I really wanted to put out, and so it is what it is. And you know what? I'm still happy with what I said. I know this is a bit unusual. Maybe I'll get a good laugh at the edit of the video itself, but I really hope of what I have to say in the review that people go out to see this film because it's really good. So that's why this edit's a little bit strange and out there. This is Kevin Pope with The Pope's Perspective, and my thoughts on the new film, Mrs. Eris Goes to Paris. Now, the film is based on a book, which was previously adapted into a TV film with Angela Lansbury. Now, I grew up with the Angela Lansbury version, and it's Angela Lansbury. She's absolutely lovely in it, and I was kind of apprehensive about this new version because I love the Angela Lansbury one so much, and I'm just like, is it going to be as good? Am I going to like it as much? But I went into the film, and it's just, it's so good. It's so good. So it's the story of this English lady she's a cleaning lady, and she has this dream of owning a Dior dress. Okay, so she scrimps and saves. It takes her a long time to get up the money so that she can go to Paris and get this dress. And when she gets there, I mean, she's just this cleaning lady they're just saying, it's like, why does this woman want a Dior dress? Like, this is a disgrace to Dior. Dior is about being elegant and showing us off. And like, where is this woman going to wear a Dior dress? And there's a lot of people that don't want her to have this dress. But she meets people, and the story's also about her effect that she has on people, and she makes new friends and develops relations with them, and in turn it has a positive effect on them as well. And it's just this. But even when you go back to the story, before she goes to Paris,
the people that already know her adore her and love her, and she's a wonderful person. And it ends up, I don't want to give away of where this new version goes, okay? Because the original film is, I'm not going to say what happens, but I'm just going to say kind of, she comes back to England after the events that happen in Paris, and then the film just ends. It kind of gives a little bit epilogue. But this new version, it has a little bit more. Okay, I'm not going to tell you where it goes. It's really not a spoiler because I'm not telling you what happens. So I guess I'm just saying this one has a little bit more. And sorry, there's a little bit. So this one has a little bit more, but there's also a little bit more in the beginning. I mean, there's characters in this one that aren't in the original film, and I'm not making fault with the original film because the original film is great. But there's characters in this one. Like there's a character played by Jason Isaac in this one that is not in the Angela Lansbury film. And it was interesting because he was really the only actor who I knew who was in the entire film. And I was trying to figure out, like, I remember seeing the poster a while back. And I know it's a little tangent, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I remember seeing the poster a while back, and I'm seeing the characters on the poster, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, that's this character, da, 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 da. And I couldn't pinpoint Jason Isaac. I'm like, I can't figure out who Jason Isaac must be. I'm like, okay, he could be this character or that character. But it turns out he was a character that wasn't in that version, and so that makes sense. I couldn't figure it out. But I guess it shows you it's the same story because I was able to look at that poster and I could tell there's this character, this character, this character, this character, and the one character I couldn't figure out was the character that wasn't in this film. And I know I'm being super discreet about it, but I want people to just discover this film, or the Angela Lansbury film, or both if you get a chance, and it is, in this world that we're living in now, I mean, we need more films like this. I'm not saying I don't like the big blockbusters and the big, okay, it's funny I say big blockbuster as I'm passing by some...
They're making some noise. But sometimes we want some films that aren't so much noise. Okay? Sometimes we want these simple, sweet little stories. And sometimes films like this are getting more straight to streaming service, which is fine, but go see this film in theaters. You get a chance. It's so good. Like, I still want to see more films like this, and it's still a sweet film to see in theaters. I mean, there wasn't very many people in the theater when I saw it. In fact, it was kind of funny because the few of us that were in the theater, we ended up all really being on the same row. And it was fun for me hearing the few people that were there, that hearing them enjoy the film just as much as I was. I mean, there's some funny moments in this film, and just these moments that make you smile, and I could hear their reactions, and that made me enjoy the film just as much, seeing that these other people were enjoying the film as much as I enjoyed it. And that's part of the reason why I love going to the movies, and it's not an experience. You don't get the same experience just watching it at home by yourself. I mean, you have a group of friends you're watching a film with, and you get a similar experience, but there is something about going to the movies and seeing that. But either way, go check this movie out. It is just delightful. So scene, I really, really recommend this film, Mrs. Eris Goes to Paris, and that is The Pope's Perspective.